Lame Duck Speaker Paul Ryan giving his take on President Trump's chances in the 2020 election. Ryan saying, quote, "The person who defines that race is going to win that race. If this is about Donald Trump and his personality, he isn't going to win it." This coming from the man who oversaw a Republican loss of 40 House seats in 2018. Joining me now is former Reagan White House political director and Fox Business political analyst, my buddy Ed Rollins. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Well, in addition to Paul Ryan, you have Jeff Flake, speaking of rhinos, talking about Joe Biden, essentially plugging him. What do you make of that? Of the these aren't exactly never-Trumpers, but they sort of became never-Trumpers.
Ryan became a never-Trumper before Trump got elected. I mean, you forget when he was the speaker and Trump ran into some problems near the end of the campaign. He really walked away from it, tried to recommend that he moved, and it was never a real comfort zone. Paul Ryan was a man who understood tax policy pretty well, and,
right.
and his goal was always to be chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. And the reality is, the speakership when Boehner left, also another weak speaker, got chased out. McCarthy couldn't put the votes. He sort of became the heir apparent without any real fights. He wasn't a fighter. He never disciplined his troops. He couldn't count votes well in the end. And I think at the end of the day, the things that he was for, which were entitlement reform and budgetary reforms and those kinds of things, were totally contrary to the political base of where Trump is. And Trump now owns this party. Ryan, I think, having been a vice presidential candidate with Romney, always thought he'd go back and be governor and then run for president someday. And the Romney people have sort of gone by the wayside, and I think the reality is that it's Trump's party now, and they're not totally comfortable.
And the question is,